Hello, welcome back. Steve's Retirement Corner. Balance, trade-offs, and damage control. Those three things right there probably affect about everything I do in retirement. And honestly, they affected a lot of my working career too. But you know, when you're working, man, you don't realize that how much time working really takes up, both mentally and physical act of being there and getting ready and all that junk. But you know, what's that old saying? They say 8 hours work, 8 hours personal, 8 hours rest makes for a well-rounded life. But you and I both know that, hey man, work takes up a lot more than any daggone 8 hours a day, and that throws everything else back. It throws everything out of whack. But in retiring, when I ain't got that time constraint from work, you know, I can get that balance back. You know, and it changes, you know, constantly for me. You know, it's like this week here. I mean, I had a pretty laid back week. Spent a little bit more time with the baby. You know, a little bit more time knocking around. A lot less time actually doing anything that mattered. But next week, this week coming up, it's going to be a beautiful week. So I got plans on changing that around again. You know, and it's affected by the weather too. You know, in the wintertime, I take my walk usually around 10 o'clock in the morning. Let the sun get up a little bit, let it heat up a little bit. Summertime, and in order to beat that heat and humidity, I'm usually knocking around about 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere in through there. Get it over with before that heat and humidity gets there. You know, and I think being able to design my own balance of how I do my day or my week or my year, month, whatever, what I do, when I do it, how I do it, really leads to more enjoyment in my retirement. I really do. And as far as the trade-offs go, man, I mean, just the act of me retiring was a trade-off. You know, I traded that time I was in. I was working for money for a little bit more leisurely lifestyle. You know, where I don't have that promise of that money, but I ain't got to go in either. You know, hey man, I got to trade off of using my 401 at 57 instead of hanging in there a few more years and taking my Social Security and then pulling from my 401 and giving it time to build. You know, by doing it that way, I was able to go a little early. It's a trade-off, man. It's a trade-off on my health insurance. A lot of these three items affect everything, and health insurance is one of them. You know, I take a higher premium, so I wouldn't than I had to, so I wouldn't pay out so much in the end. You know, it's a trade-off. I can take a lower premium now and pay a lot more in the end, or a higher premium now and pay a lot less more in the end. And that leads into that damage control. That's the whole reason I picked that insurance, was to limit my damages further down the daggone line in case I ever needed to use it. You know, it's the whole reason I take my walks. You know. Now I enjoy taking my walks. It's the exercising and stuff to go along with it I don't care for. I do it anyways, because I'm hoping to avoid some kind of health problem down the road by doing it. I'm hoping it helps me. You know, I'm limiting my damages further down the road. 60-40 split. You know, I got enough invested to where I can catch a little income extra rise in my nest egg, but I ain't got so much in there that the market takes a big dump, or I ain't hurting for cash. I'm able to take out my cash bucket and let that stuff grow until I come back. I'm limiting my damages down the road. You know, I'm damage control mode. We used to do a lot of that when I was younger and we were working, because I got laid off a lot, so we had to be ready to go into crash mode at any time. So now it's become second nature to us, and we've constantly done it. And that's what we're doing now. So, now that work is not taking up them 8 hours, so to speak, I'm being held personally accountable for all them things. I got no excuse for having a miserable day or being bored or any of that other stuff, because it's all it's my personal responsibility now. I don't know, man, but that balance is key, and that daggone them trade-offs, they happen all the daggone time. You're working for money instead of spending time where you'd rather be spending it. And that damage control is important. That's a whole part of having that cash on the side. That's why I chose to do a lot of stuff I do in retirement. I don't know. I'm gonna rest this weekend because I got a busy weekend planned next week, or week planned next week. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. You enjoy your weekend the best you can, and we'll talk with y'all later.